for most of our simulations, as far as working with circuits, we're going to use this website, phetcolorado.edu. So to go there, you need to just type in the word PHET, P-H-E-T, and if you hit enter, it'll probably just go here. If we're just in a Google search, and you type PHET, it'll go to this website, but that's the one, phet.colorado.edu. We need to click on the Simulations tab, and we're going to go to the Physics tab. And we are going to use our little filter here. We're going to turn off physics, and we're going to turn on just electricity. Now, for all the circuits, we need the Circuit Construction Kit DC one. There are two. Do not pick the virtual one. Pick Circuit Construction Kit DC. There's an important component that we need from this one. You hit that little play button on that window at the top, and then we click on Lab. Click on it twice, and a blank screen of blue will show up, and there's all sorts of components here. Most of the components are on the left, and there's some pages of different components. There's things like you can put a dog, or a handout, or a pencil, but really all that we want is the first batch: wire, battery, light bulb, resistor, and switch. Yep, that is all we need. On the other side of the screen, you can see that there's a voltmeter. Anytime you're asked for a voltmeter, we'll use this. And there are two ammeters. The one we're going to use is this one right here. It's just a little easier to work with. Okay, so we're going to put our voltmeter over here. I'm going to show you how to build a simple circuit with one light bulb. So first off, we need a battery. So you take out the battery, you run a wire. Now these circuits should be nice and square, so we're going to make this, and you can stretch out by the red ends. Okay, and we're going to put one here, and then we can add in our light bulb. So our light bulb goes right about there, and then we'll add the rest of our wires right there. So they're drawn square, so we want to make sure that they are as square as possible when we are building them. So one more right here, and now the circuit is complete, and the light bulb will come on. So that is really good. And there's some other things that we can do, like if we need to get rid of a section, we can click on it and hit delete. If we click on the light bulb, we can click delete. So some key things that you need to know. You have to change the ability of, or the voltage of the battery. So we can click the battery, and you can see that there is a voltage line underneath. Now, unfortunately, you can't type in the box, but we can slide to the left and to the right until you get to the right amounts. So you can change it, or you can add more batteries, but sometimes it'll say like it should be 1.5 volts for a battery, and you need 3 of them. So that means we'd have to go to 3 volts for 2 batteries and 4.5 volts for 3 batteries. So we could either add 3 batteries or just put this up to 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's for voltage. Now another thing is that sometimes you'll have to look at an object like a light bulb or a resistor, and you'll have to adjust the resistance. And so currently it's at 10 ohms. It can go all the way up to 120 and all the way down to 0. And you can see the battery caught on fire. So we can put it at wherever it needs to be. The more resistance, the less light the light bulb gives off. Okay? All right, so there's 2 other things. This ammeter. So anytime it asks for an ammeter, it's looking to see what the current is at certain parts. So if it's just expected to look at any part, we can just put the little target over the wire, and it'll give you the current. We can also put it over top of the bulb. It doesn't change anything. So you move it around from place to place. This can just stay here, and that measures the current basically in the wire. The other thing is the voltmeter. Now the voltmeter is a little harder to use. Whenever you're looking at measuring voltage, we put one probe on one side of the object and the other probe on the other side of the object. And then it gives us a voltage, 4.5 volts. Not surprising, that's what we set the battery to. We can also check the light bulb. What's the voltage on the light bulb? 4.5 volts. Interesting. That's normal. That's what it should be. There are some differences for parallel and series circuits when you get there. Now, one other thing. Let's say we put the red here and the black here. You get a negative number. That just means you have to switch the probes back to the other direction. The value is important. The sign is not super important. And that's basically how you use the PhET simulator to build circuits. Another thing, though, is that you can also hit this button and it shows you the circuit diagram with the proper symbols. So light bulb is this sort of weird one, and battery is this. And then different ones for switches and wires and resistors, all that sort of thing. So normally you build here, and then if you need to draw the circuit, you might draw it like that one. All right, thanks for listening.